Hi scholars, this is Miss Mailer, and today we are going to be reading a story. Before we start reading, we are going to go over a few things that we are learning today while we read. Okay scholars, the first thing that we are going to learn is that we are going to learn that we can point under each word while we're reading. So we're going to do this. I'm going to say the statement, and then I want you to say it with me, okay? So I'm going to say it first. Here we go. Ready? I can point under each word. Let's say that together. I can point under each word. Awesome. Let's say our next one. Ready? I can read from left to right and from top to bottom. Let's try that together. Here we go. I can read from left to right and from top to bottom. Good job, scholars. Our last one is I can tell the difference between a letter and a word. Let's say that together. Here we go. I can tell the difference between a letter and a word. Awesome, scholars. We just read through all the things that we can do once we do today's lesson. Okay, so now that we've read through all those, we're going to go through a few vocab words, which are words that we might not know, but we'll know after we read these. Our first word is track. We talked about this word a few times in the past lessons we've done. So when teachers say track, that means to look at someone or something. Like in this first picture, this little girl is tracking her teacher. She's looking at her teacher. In this picture, this little girl is tracking the story, or she's looking at the story. So when you track something, you are looking at something. Awesome. Let's move on to our next word. Our next word is a letter. Now, we know what letters are. They are part of the alphabet, and they make one sound. So a letter is a single letter that makes one sound and is part of a word. So let's think about our names. Put a finger on your nose if you know what letter your name starts with. Oh, I see a lot of scholars with a finger on their nose. My name, Miss Mailer, starts with the letter M. Awesome, scholars. Let's look at our last one. Our last word today is the word word. So a word is something that we read that is made up by multiple letters. For example, this is the word in. It has the letter I and the letter N. And together, those are a word, the word in. This word is the word the. It is made with the letter T, H, and E. Together, those letters work to make a word, the. Awesome job. So scholars, we've already seen some of these posters, but I'm going to show them to you again one more time before we start reading. So while we are reading, we are tracking the words, or we are looking at the words, and we are going to touch each word while we read so we know where we are. Awesome. Once again, we need to remember that we are reading from left to right and from top to bottom. Awesome, scholars. We're reading from left to right and from top to bottom. Now let's look at our other posters. These are letters. A, B, C, D, E, F. Those are letters. If you put letters together, you make words. Like this word right here is ox, fox. The letter F, O, X are put together to make a word. Awesome. And our last poster for today is that when we put words together, we can make sentences. The apple is red. These 4 words are put together with spaces between each word to make a sentence. Awesome. So scholars, now that we've looked at what we can do today and what our vocab words are and our helpful posters, we're going to go ahead and start reading. Okay, so scholars. Whoops. Here we go. So the story that we are going to be reading today is a story that I really love. This story is called Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Scholars, if you know this story, put a finger on your nose. Wow, I see a lot of scholars who do know this story, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Awesome, scholars. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our reading. Once again, we need to remember that words are made out of letters. And we read from left to right and from top to bottom. So here is our story today. It's the story Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Okay, scholars, let's go ahead and look at our story. Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Scholars, let's stop and look at this word together. This is the word star. I know that this is a word because it's made of many different letters. The letters that star is made out of are S-T-A-R. So this word is made out of 1, 2, 3, 4 letters. Awesome, scholars. So there are 4 letters in the word star. There are 4 letters in the word star. You got it. Good job. Okay, scholars, let's keep reading. How I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high. Let's stop and look at this word. This is the word high. I know that this is a word because it is made of more than 1 letter. When you put the right letters together, you can make a word. I want to figure out how many letters are in the word high. So I'm going to count to find out. I'm going to use my finger and point under each letter in the word so we can count these together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 letters in the word high. There are 4 letters in the word high. You got it. Good job, scholars. Let's keep reading. Like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder. Ooh. Scholars, I forget. Is this wonder? Is this a letter or a word? How do you know? When you know if it's a letter or a word, raise your hand and your teacher will ask you to share. Teachers, now is a good time to pause the video. Scholars, you're right. This is a word because it's made up of more than 1 letter. The word wonder is made out of more than 1 letter. Awesome job, scholars. All right. Let's keep reading. How I wonder what you are. Okay, scholars, now that we're done reading our story, I have one more question for you. What is the difference between a letter and a word? When you know, raise your hand and your teacher will ask you to share. Teachers, now is a good time to pause the video. All right, scholars, you worked so hard reading our story, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star today. Teachers, you can go ahead and choose a cheer for your scholars to do now that we are done reading the story. Scholars, you were awesome readers. I will see you next time. Bye, scholars.